What's up, Soul Crew? Welcome back to my channel. We're back.
Came up from nothing, had to start hustling, had to be something, you just had to be stunting. Nobody's mama, cause she couldn't buy Jordans. His mama was poor, yeah, she could never afford it.
I felt, and I have been thinking about making this video, is because growing up, I didn't have sort of that person to turn to, or I felt I didn't feel comfortable enough to go to anybody to discuss boys or kind of what to look out for if, you know, they're just not the right person to associate with, and to sort of just avoid things like getting pregnant at such a young age, like getting your heart broken, which is going to happen regardless, but perhaps we can prevent it from happening too many times, and just things like things that you would normally talk with a friend about or a big sister about, or possibly even your parents, but perhaps you just don't feel comfortable enough doing so. So this is why you're here. Pop, lock it, drop it. Okay, just a disclaimer, I have my child right there set up watching his little iPad so that I could record this video. So hopefully it's not too loud to where it's disruptive. Signs that you're in an unhealthy relationship, okay? And the reason why I feel like so strongly about this is because I feel like almost all of my, no, not almost, every single one of my relationships that I've been in with, short term and long term, have been unhealthy up to my present current relationship. And for that, I feel really fortunate because I could still be in that same cycle, and luckily I'm not. You know, I'm with somebody that I truly care about and cares for me, and not to say that we're perfect in any way, shape, or form, but for once I'm in a healthy relationship. And I want to just put that out there because some people might not even realize that they're in an unhealthy relationship, especially if that's all you know. So signs for me that, and I have, again, personal experience from this, that you're in an unhealthy relationship would be before you become official, things were great, and then after you became official, he or she became a completely different person. I think this is huge because so many times, like, you know, you're dating somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, they're great, they're kind, they're loving, they care about me, this is all amazing. And then as soon as he or she asks you to start dating them, and I'm just gonna actually use the term he for the time being. I know that girls could do the exact same thing, but please feel free to switch out the pronouns, please. It just makes it easier for me to tell the story using he. So, like, you know, everything's great, you guys are good, and then after he asks you or even tells you, depending on the guy, to tell you to be his girlfriend, he's just completely different. He's so much more possessive. It's almost as if he owns you, which leads me to number 2. He isolates you from friends and family. He doesn't want you to go anywhere without him. He's constantly texting you, calling you, asking you where you are. He literally sets down the rules of you're not allowed to have any friends, you're not allowed to talk to any guys, you're not allowed to be around any guys. If you are around any guy, or if any guy comes around you, it is your fault, therefore you are cheating, therefore I get to yell at you, therefore you're at fault and you should apologize to me. I remember I didn't think of this as I was in a relationship where, like, I wasn't allowed to talk to any males. I wasn't allowed to be around any males because there was the fear that, oh, all of them wanted me, or they wanted to date me, or they wanted me to do something with them, and me just being around them pretty much gave them the green light to do so, and it was the same as me cheating. So I, at such a young age, was like, okay, well, you know, he's just really jealous. That's so cute. He doesn't want me around other guys, like, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, it was like, no, he's really possessive, and he knows that you could do better and that you deserve better, and some other guy's probably gonna go and tell you that. So that's probably why you shouldn't be around any other guys. So that was my excuse, was it's cute, he's jealous, it's fine, everything's okay. But it began to not be okay when, if you would run into somebody and they were to tell you hi, and if that person were to go and tell your boyfriend, it would turn into this huge argument. So you could see how that would be just unhealthy. The third thing is the very manipulative. This is huge. Like, for example, like they could be telling you or asking you to do something in a nice, polite way, like ditch school with me, or like what's another example? Like, I don't know, just something that, you know, you shouldn't be doing, but because they're telling you or asking you to do it in a sweet manner, you're falling for it, and you're like, yeah, like, you know, he just wants what's best for me, or he just wants us to have fun and have a good time. He knows I've been under a lot of stress lately. Like, no, he's just manipulating you to get what it is that he wants. And 9 times out of 10, it's normally sexual actions that they're asking you to do. And if you're uncomfortable with them, then that's when they're just going to try and coerce you more and more to do those things. The fourth thing, he does not allow you. Well, going back, he does not allow you to speak to any boys. That kind of goes hand in hand with he isolates you from friends and family so that they're not able to give you the advice of probably to leave him, because if they were to hear what he is doing to you or the way that he treats you, they would see the red flags and tell you to leave. Therefore, he wants to keep you to him only. Fifth, he accuses you of consistently cheating on him, talking to other boys, talking as in flirting, trying to do him dirty, because in reality, he's doing that. So that paranoia comes in. You're like thinking, oh my gosh, they know that I'm stealing, or they know that I'm cheating, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it around and accuse them of it, right? And I never understood this method. It was like just so weird to me that I would get so like worked up. I'd be like, no, I promise I'm not cheating. Like, I'm not talking to anybody. Like, you could look through my phone. Like, I was so like ride or die. Like, I promise you, like, there's nothing going on. And yet the entire time, this guy's doing everything he's accusing me of: texting other girls, flirting other girls, trying to link up with other girls, cheating on me, just consistently throwing it out there. And then as soon as he would get me to beg for his forgiveness, or even though I never did anything, just say like, I'm so sorry, like that, you know, I made you feel that way, or that you think that I'd be cheating on you. Like, I promise you, I'll prove it to you, like, I'm not cheating on you. Let him check through my phone, everything. I'd make an extra effort not to make any eye contact with any males. I just isolate myself more, to the point where it was just so unhealthy. And then that leads us to number 6. He will accuse you of cheating, but he will actually be the one cheating, get caught, and then blame it on you. Which, for so many people, they cannot understand how women can allow themselves to be blamed for something that their male partner has actually done and then go back to them. But in reality, this is like a brainwashing game for these men. Like, they literally brainwash their women into thinking that they're at fault. And a lot of these women have low self-esteem. They don't have family that care for them, or they don't feel like anybody cares for them, and they have never been taught otherwise. And normally they don't have male role models in the home, or have not been around enough positive males in their lifetime to know what a healthy relationship looks like. So when this man gets caught cheating, and then you find out and confront him with it, he turns it to, you know, it's your fault that I'm cheating. It's your fault that you haven't loved me enough. You haven't cared for me enough. You haven't given me enough time of day to, like, you know, a man has needs and you're not fulfilling them enough, or whatever the excuse may be. Oh, it was only one time, I was drunk, I was faded, I was out partying, I just wanted to let loose. Like, it does not matter. If a man truly loves you, he would not have the desire to go and find or seek anything else through anybody else. I personally, like, when I'm with somebody, that person is the only person on my mind. I'm not trying to go and seek comfort or seek company in that way with anybody else other than my partner. And number 7, he will be on his best behavior after getting caught, especially after cheating. He will be on his best behavior. He will treat you like a queen. He will buy you gifts. He will make you feel like how you first felt when you first met him, only for a few weeks, and then go back to his regular cycle. Why? Because he wants to remind you how good you have it with him, regardless if it's temporary or not. And then go back to his old ways. It's literally just a cycle of being able to own you and know that you're willing to do anything for him because you're not going to go anywhere. And again, a lot of this time stems from women who have not been shown any differently, women who have low self-esteem, women who, and it starts with at a young age. So I should say girls who don't have male role models and who feel like the only way that they can truly feel loved is through a man. I know that that's what it was for me, honestly. Like, I was just so scared. I was like, nobody's gonna love me the way that he loves me, even though it wasn't really love. Nobody's gonna care for me the way that he cares for me, even though he wasn't actually giving me anything but headaches. Nobody's just going to give me the time of day like he gives me that time of day. And that's what these men are so good at, is just constantly being there to, I guess, kick you down and pick you back up, kick you down and pick you back up. So I hope that this video helps you guys to just kind of get a little perspective. And for those of you, this might be completely irrelevant, and if it is, thank you still for watching. But I think it's important that I sort of made this because some people might not have realized perhaps that they're in an unhealthy relationship. And I, of course, did not go through all of the signs. This is just what I personally experienced, and hopefully after watching this, if there were a few red flags, if there was even one red flag, then you should really be reevaluating your relationship. Because trust me, girl, you can be totally fine without him. You can survive 1,000 times without him. Which leads me to how to get over a boy. And this is things that I had to do myself when going through breakups. So what I did was, number one, do not isolate yourself, because if you isolate yourself, you're going to be spending time in your room moping, crying, whatever, feeling bad for yourself. And then the second that he texts you, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like, so quick to want to respond, or so quick to want to like be extra sad. So if you surround yourself with your friends and family and people that will like keep you motivated to stay away from that person, especially if they were negative, if they had a negative impact on your life, then you're more likely to stay away. You want to say hi? You want to tell them what happened to your head so they don't think that I abuse you?
What's that mean?
So they don't think that I hit you? This is Cameron, my son. What happened to your head?
I crashed into the wall when I was walking backward.
They can't hear you because your hand is in your mouth and you're talking like a baby.
I was walking backwards, and then I was at the pool, and then I was walking backwards, and then when I turned over this way, I banged my head and my nose.
He was at his grandma's house, as he was saying. He got out of the pool, was walking backwards, turned around, and apparently hit himself on the wall.
I got out of the jacuzzi.
The jacuzzi. So this is Clumsy 101 right here. Promise I do not abuse my child. Yeah. Okay. So not isolating yourself is key. Yes.
Are we almost going to the park?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the park right now, okay? So not isolating yourself is key. Deleting any trace that he existed. Girl, I don't care if I dated you for 6 months, 1 year, or 2 days. If we have any pictures together, follow each other on any social media, have anything, any of your belongings, they're all gonna be vanished the second we break up. The reason for this is because if you have them on social media and you just broke up and you're scrolling and he posts a picture of him being out and about with probably like at the beach with some girls or something, like you're just gonna feel like any of your emotions are not going to be positive. So what you want to do is you want to consistently try and feed yourself positive emotions. So what I would do, honestly, is like unfollow him off of Insta, Twitter, Snapchat, block him from your contacts. And this is not necessarily like, okay, like, it ended, we mutually ended things, like it wasn't a bad breakup, regardless if it wasn't a bad breakup, like you still have love for that person, you still have an emotional connection with that person. So therefore seeing a picture of them or seeing them out and about is still going to trigger some type of emotional response in you, and that's not what you need. You need to emotionally detach from that person. So for the time being, I personally give myself like 6 months of not following that person, and if it was a amicable breakup, then you could go back to following them. If there's no hard feelings or anything like that, then whatever. But I don't like to keep ties with my exes. I just completely like cut them off. So block his phone number, girl. Block his phone number, because you don't need those I miss you texts. You do not need that. You do not need that in your life. So you just need to block his phone number, and you need to kind of stay away from your phone, because then you're more tempted to text him if you're anything like me. So, because I'll be like, oh, you know what? I should have told him this. I'm gonna pick up my phone and I'm gonna tell him what he's missing out on. But like, no, girl. Like, he ain't even worth your time. It's already over. It's already done with. Whatever. Move on. So, also, like, a big thing is investing in doing something new. So whether it be an art class, kickboxing, the goal is to create new memories and hobbies in which he's not a part of. So clearly you guys had a life together before then, even if you didn't live together, obviously, but you had an emotional connection, you guys had memories together. What you're trying to do is build new memories, new experiences, something that you can say you did on your own, right? And it also fills up your agenda with stuff to do, and it makes you have more of an opportunity to make new friends and just do something different. Lastly, and when you feel sad, remind yourself of why it didn't work. Even if he broke up with you, girl, you still everything and more, okay? So, but however, if you were crazy and he broke up with you because you were crazy, then you need to evaluate, and you need to still remind yourself why it didn't work. If it was because you was acting crazy, then you need to be like, all right, maybe I shouldn't be acting crazy. Like, why am I acting crazy? Why am I so possessive? Why do I do this? Because all of these things go both ways, okay? Girls could be doing this same exact thing to boys. So remind yourself, like, to work on yourself, because you can always grow from a relationship and learn something new. So just remind yourself of why it ended. And at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. Every single one of my past relationships have taught me something. Have I wished that I hadn't gone through or dated some of these guys? I think every single one, except for my current boyfriend. So, but they all taught me something in the way of how I value myself, what I expect from my future partners, what I don't want. So I think you just need to, at the end of the day, think everything happens for a reason. I was not meant to be with this person. I was not meant to beg to be with this person. I know my worth. I will eventually find the person that I'm meant to be with. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.